Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced, a developer advocate here at Dremio with another lesson on SQL functions in Dremio. Now here we're going to be using some window functions, okay? Probably over the next videos I'm going to do some examples of window functions because they're so cool. So window functions are kind of like aggregations, but they're kind of like not. So the idea is you're doing operations across multiple rows, but instead of returning back like a single value of that operation, so again, when I do a normal aggregate and I do like an average or a sum, it'll take all the rows or a group of rows, do a calculation, give me back a single result for that row, those rows or group of rows. Okay, so in this case, when you use a window function, it'll do some sort of operation, which can be aggregating, but generally what it's going to do is going to give me a value per row. Okay, and that's sort of the fundamental difference between sort of aggregation functions and window functions. I'm still getting back all the rows and getting back some sort of result of this multi-row calculation per row. Okay, so in this example, we're going to be talking about rank and dense rank, which essentially ranks the rows. So it takes the rows that you give it and ranks it by a field, or basically ranks them based on the order. So the first field is going to be rank 1 and the second field is going to be rank 2. But if two rows have the same value, okay, or the same rank, okay, the question is how do you handle that? Now with just plain rank, what's going to happen is that the tie will be they'll both get the same rank, the same number, but then like if there's two threes, we'll skip 4 and then the next one will be 5. While dense rank will then have the two threes and then go to 4. Okay, so it's just a difference in sort of how you want the results to show up. So let's actually see it in action. Okay, so I'm gonna head over to my handy dandy scripts, look up all my demo scripts. Okay, there we go, rank, dense rank. So let's bring that up. Again, we create a table. In this case, we have a salesperson and their total sales. And what we want to do is rank these people based on who had the most sales to the least sales and rank them by their performance. So we're going to insert these records. And then we're going to do a rank. And then we will do a dense rank. So let's take a look at the syntax. When I use the rank function, I'm going to say, hey, I want the rank. But I'm going to say, hey, over what list of records. So in this case, I'm saying, hey, I want to list all the rows. Okay, so in this case, I'm not using a partition by statement because I'm not grouping them into different sort of ranks by some sort of third item. So we'll do examples with partition by in future videos. But here I'm saying, hey, I just want to rank all the rows as one rank. Okay, so what I want you to do is order them by total sales ascending, and then that way I can apply that sales rank to that ordering. Okay, and that'll be known as my sales rank. And then we're just doing the same thing here. We're just saying, hey, this is how I want you to order the records, and then I want you to rank them. Okay, and then basically, since it knows that this is the field we're ordering it by, it knows like that's like the ranking value, so it'll rank it based on that value. Okay, so let me just make sure I set the context to our demos folder. So again, demos 2024 January. Okay, so that way all these tables and operations happen in that folder. Then I'm going to just put my cursor over here at the corner here and then hit run, and let's watch it go. So it's going to go create the table, which it did. Now it's going to go insert all those records, which it will have done. And now it's going to run the query and done. Okay. And again, all of this is being done with iceberg tables on my data lake. So this is all happening on S3, working with Parquet files on S3 and iceberg metadata. And, again, it's just like me interacting with like a normal database. That's the beauty of a data lake house. But if we take a look at these query results, okay, we see I inserted my rows. Okay, now we take a look at the results with rank. Okay, now you see here it goes 1, 2, and then there's a tie between Alice and Bob. So they both get rank 3. They're both in 3rd place. But instead of assigning Charlie and Eve 4th place, they get 5th place. Basically, 4 gets skipped because theoretically it should have gone to Bob or Alice, but they're tied, so they'll both be 3. Okay, so technically, if had Bob and Alice had a different score, Charlie and Eve would have been 5th place. We just don't know which one because, again, they tied. But it seems kind of weird that there's no 4th place, and it just seems kind of like, hey, we're giving Charlie and Eve a worse number because of a tie. So a dense rank, basically what we do is they say, okay, well, Alice and Bob tied for 3rd, and Charlie and Eve tied for 4th. Okay, we don't skip any numbers, which again may or may not be the right way to rank things for your particular use case. So you have both options. But essentially, that's what a window function did. Again, it determined these numbers based on several rows. but it still gave us a value that we could use in each row. That's sort of, again, the fundamental difference between a window function and using like aggregation functions in the context of like aggregating a value and saying, hey, give me the total of the total sales. Okay, that just gives me back sort of one value across multiple rows. So with that, I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Ciao.